Hey everyone. Long time no see, everybody. Let's try this again. Let's try this again with a topic that's a little less likely to get me thrown off the internet, you know, like a little bit less likely. So we're going to talk about Conor attacking Cejudo in ways that were notable. But it doesn't seem to make sense out of the gate, right? Why would Conor not like Henry Cejudo? What possible reason could they have to not like each other? Well, I'll tell you exactly. What the problem is there as soon as you guys all hop on. Meanwhile, I'm going to take this enormous, handful of pills to treat my COVID virus that I have. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I had to take the other one down. Yes, he did snap. But yeah, so now we're going to talk about why Conor is breaking Henry Cejudo's balls, which I think is hilarious. It's so funny, dude. When Conor calls someone out, like there are exactly 0 people who are not on like a side. It's like Conor says something, people either are all yeah, or they're like, hey, Khabib totally dominated you, dude. It's like, ooh, good one, Twitter guy. Good one, Twitter guy. But yeah, we'll talk about the main event last night as well. We will definitely. No one told YouTube on me. I went and deleted it. I went and deleted that shit myself before one of the weasels did, because I don't care if people flag my shit normally, but I have a really good relationship with Google, and I only got a strike one time, and that was on my other channel, and it was for something kind of similar. Actually, it was a little bit worse. So Conor has said, so he said Henry Cejudo, sometimes he says things on Twitter that I'm like, dude, I don't know. He said Henry Cejudo is a little fart. It's a weird thing to say, dude. That is a really, really weird thing to say. But you got to ask yourself, why? Why is Conor so mad at Henry? The answer is, wait, actually, you know what? Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Actually, no, because I'll have to put it on there. You guys tell me in the comments, why is Conor mad enough to actually take the time to go tweet that Triple C is a whatever? Taking his shine, incorrect. Next try. Who else got one? Cejudo's desperate for a shot. That's not right. Because he wants a title shot. Incorrect. Because he's inferior to Henry. Incorrect. 3 titles. Incorrect. Because Conor can walk in for the title. Only Conor can walk in for the title. Incorrect. He's drunk again. Possible, but incorrect. Because he's trying to do what Conor does. Incorrect. Henry's a champ. Incorrect. Money. Incorrect. Maybe his manager. Nope. He wants the belts. Wrong. Double champ status. Principle of it. No. Because it reminds you of Josh Fabia. Incorrect. Good question. Conor's weird. Proper 12. Wrong. Many. And 0% of people got it. What team is Henry Cejudo on? Who's his manager? Who's Cejudo's manager? The answer is Ali Abdelaziz. Correct. That's why he did it. That is why he did it. Because Ali is very fiercely loyal to his guys and has been very, very, on Conor always. That's why. That is why. But, it's really funny because I would assume, dude, if 2 people were going to get along, I would imagine Cejudo and Conor McGregor would be best friends, dude. They would be best friends. The manager, I mean, if someone says like, "Who's the guy's manager?" Usually, it's there. I mean, if it's going to be like a notable thing for why a person did something, it's probably Ali, just because Ali's like in the mix. You know what I mean? Um, you got Ali, who's got Triple C. He's got Gaethje, Usman, Burns, Marvin Vettori. Oh my God, my COVID brain. He has tons of people, dude, tons. And then you got Malky has Masvidal, used to have John Jones, Tyron Woodley. He's got Anthony Pettis, and I assume Sergio Pettis also. There's another big star that Malky has that I can't remember, forgetting. Man, who is it? I don't know. What I found out is like the vast majority of fighters are with this one guy who's like off the grid, like not off the grid, but like doesn't do things publicly. He's got Moreno and a bunch of guys. Like he actually manages the most UFC fighters out of anybody. I can't remember his name. Wait, how do people still talk about Conor McGregor daily and can't get his name spelt the way he does? What are you talking about? Did I not spell it the way he does? What you talking about, dog? Did I spell that not like that? No, I spelled it the way he does. I did that. But yeah, dude, like Conor just knows how to stay in the mix, man. He's like, I actually, the reason I saw that is because I was like, I wonder what Conor said about like about last night, because he always tweets about the fights, Michael Chandler, goodness, Cater is one of my favorites to watch. Always crisp and technical, always game. Yeah, it's a fact, dude. That fight last night, I was super sick last night. Dude, Cater versus. Okay, wait. Did someone? My brain. I either just saw this. Oh, here. Oh, Bilal Muhammad. Cater versus Yair or Ortega would be fire. Fuck yes, it would. I was thinking Yair, but I think Yair is going to need some more time. But Ortega versus Cater, give me that fight. Take my fucking money, dude. Take my money all day. Think about what I said concerning the video from Rock Bottom. Maybe same on camera then as now, because it's what I was meant to do. Dude, it's possible. It's possible. Someone else actually said something. They were like, maybe it's because this is like, if you're passionate about something, then it comes out. That's what I think it is, actually. I think it's like, if you tap into something that you're passionate about, then what's going on in your external life doesn't even matter. It's like you're tapped into that part of you that's not connected to everything else. It's you're pulling from a pool that's separate from that. Yeah, I have COVID. Right now. Actually, you know what? Gabrielle just went to go. She's going to get tests. We can. You guys can watch me take a test together. I mean, I was positive already. Check it. That's my test from the other night. But I'm going to 270 next week. So thank God I tested positive then, because now, the quarantine is 5 days. I tested positive on what's today? Sunday, on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday technically is your quarantine time. Just get some monoclonals, bro. I assume you watched my other one because that's really funny if you did. I don't need Tractor Supply. I was already anything you'd get at Tractor Supply, I was already all set on. But I will say this. Like one of my buddies had sworn that if you take the one that you would get at the Tractor Supply prophylactically, that you just won't get it. And I had been doing that and I got it. So I don't know if that's unique to this particular strain, but that should I mean, I can say a lot of things having had it, and that for sure is not true, at least about this one. I'm still doing it for I'm still doing it through the treatment and maybe it works. I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you this, a buddy of mine that I know, you know what? I'm not even going to say this out loud. I'm going to let you guys read it. I'm going to let you guys read this message because so this guy, him and his family have had it for since Christmas. So it's probably backwards. But they've been those tests are bullshit. Okay. Well, we took 1 million negative tests like throughout, and then all of a sudden Gabrielle got rocked and then she tested positive for the first time. We had taken those things and they had been negative 1 million. We had so many of those tests. I know, I just realized it was backwards. It was the right way. You guys would read it? No. Yeah. So I asked him the obvious question. If you've been sick for 3 weeks, what was your status? Full. Okay. Well, Conor attacked Cejudo on Twitter because Ali Abdelaziz is his manager. You tested positive when you had a cold? Jesus. Yeah. Hey, dude, this is going to shock you. You didn't have a cold. That's not what you had. It just felt like a cold. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They were negative because we didn't have it. And then when we got it, they tested positive, obviously. I took my Dana White video down because I started spazzing out and saying a bunch of medical stuff, and I don't want to get my channel struck. I don't oh shit. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow I need to cancel. Fuck me. I literally like completely forgot. Dude, 9 out of 10 are false. Okay. Yeah. Well, we were all negative. Then we tested positive, and then Gabrielle got the. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure it's a coincidence. I would say the most notable symptoms that I had was an absolutely splitting headache. Like a splitting headache. And by the way, you guys, that's not how those home tests work. Okay. What they give you is false negatives, not false positives. They give you false negatives. Yeah. But yeah, I had a splitting headache, and then oh my God, I had body aches, like I can't even explain it, dude. It felt like my back was like like the worst back spasms I've ever had. It was agonizing. It's still, it's happening right now. It's just, I've taken a bunch of Tylenol, so it's like chilled, but the headaches were fucking gnarly. Giselle, because Giselle had it before I did. And like, she'd come down in the middle of the night and I'd be like, I'm always up and down throughout the night. And I'd gotten up to get like a glass of water and she came down and she's just like crying. Her head hurt so bad 2 nights in a row. Dumb as it sounds, people will take medical advice from me and right-wing media. What medical advice did I provide here? Jesse, hey Jesse, the video where I talked about sucking it up and letting your ego go do to do shitty jobs really at home. I don't perhaps I haven't moved on from them because I didn't accept the situations. Yeah. Your ego is your enemy, dude. That's for sure. Yes, Tylenol. Tylenol is to be honest, man, you don't realize how well, like how effective Tylenol is until you actually have a real reason where you need it. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, I've got a little headache, and you take it, and then you're kind of like, I feel better, and then like when it wears off, it would have been gone anyway. But dude, it's like when you have like an agonizing for real headache or like backache or whatever, it's like, and then you take Tylenol and you're like, oh my God, I feel so much better. Stuff really, really works. I know lefty trolls are my favorite, dude. It's hilarious. Like, cause you want to know what you're actually saying. Like, this is what's actually hilarious about a comment like that. Like people would actually listen to right-wing media sources about what to do. And you're like, so what you're saying is the only place you would listen is a left-wing media source. Like that's what you're saying, right? So you're that fucking stupid. You think, oh, well, yeah, like it's super biased on this side, and it's super biased on this side. But my side is the only one that's providing like good, solid information. You're like, okay, dude. Okay, yeah. Why don't you just fucking wear a shirt that says I'm a brainwashed retard? Okay. If you know you're listening to partisan sources of information and then you just trust it, regardless of which side it is, you're an idiot. Arguing politics is pointless because like the entire system of politics is created and maintained to confuse you and to pit you against people. So if you ever say things like blah right-wing news sources, you're a fucking idiot. You're the problem. And if you ever go, oh my God, it's just the left, same, dude. I mean, I will say right now, there is much more corporate capture on the other side over there. But like, it's not a left or right-wing thing. It's a think about the incentive structure thing. Okay. Who has an incentive to tell you something that's not true and why? Like, it's just literally that simple. Who has an incentive to tell you something that's not true? And what is that incentive? And then how is your behavior going to be affected by the thing that they said? And then look around you and look for evidence that maybe someone's not being honest with you. You know, if someone comes on and says, this was my experience, this was my experience as a doctor, and then it gets censored, and you're all, why is that being censored? And like, what possible reason would that guy have to say anything that's not true? Which side are you guessing has some kind of financial interest in it? Anyway, but so all that really matters about this topic, though, is I'm going to be good to go to travel next weekend. Thank God, dude. Thank God. So, yeah, Gabrielle and I are flying out on Saturday. We're flying into Long Beach and basically going straight to the fights. So I haven't had a your ego is your enemy. You know what? That's a good pivot point. Let's talk about that instead. So people think that their ego is like, I've talked about this before, but we'll do it again because I need to stop talking about COVID. People think that their ego is like if someone says, man, that guy's got a huge ego, that's like if it's someone who is kind of a big deal, that's almost like a compliment. It's like, this person's famous, and so they have a big ego. You're all, well, of course he's got a big ego, man. When you get older, especially when you get to an age where you're kind of like you're older than like professional athletes. So like professional athletes, a perfect example, like people that you look up to when you're young, like where you're like, damn, man, like imagine being those guys. And you look and you're like, damn, they got the best life. They're rich as fuck. And like, they're balling. Chicks all want to fuck them. Best life ever. And then you meet them. Like, if you end up in a situation where you like hang out with like, athletes or whatever, and you're like, oh shit, they're literally like just normal people like me. There's literally like nothing different about them, just like, except that, this is their life. And so when you take that into account, and then you because not all of them have like huge egos or anything, but the ones that do, they start looking childish to you, like they actually look like childish. You're like, man, I don't know how to explain it. And then as you get older to where they're younger than you are, like they're younger than you are, and you could just see them cloaking themselves in this ego, because people who are now retired and they can't let it go. I'm telling you, like I'm telling you, this is the best way I can describe it. Retired professional athletes, like there are some that were such huge superstars that it still kind of makes sense for them to carry it like that. Like there's no reason why fucking Allen Iverson wouldn't still be walking around kind of, what's up, I'm Allen Iverson, or Michael Jordan. But you're run of the mill, like everyday fucking professional athlete that's anywhere below the absolute top tier. If they still walk around like they're the shit when they're fucking 46, you're like, hey bro, like you're not that big a deal anymore, dude. Like you work at like an AstroTurf company, or you work at like, you sell medical devices. Like that's cool. You used to be a professional athlete, but you can put that fucking attitude at the shelf. Like you're not impressing anyone with that. And the thing is, once you like actually see a person with a misplaced ego that got built while they were a professional athlete that they can't let go of, they look pathetic to you. Like, I'm serious. Well, at least to me, where like that, not that they're like a pathetic person, but that side of them looks pathetic. You're like, dude, you're still holding on to that like that? Fucking let it go, bro. You're like, let it go. Because it's exactly the same as the fucking 20-year-old who's wearing his Letterman jacket back to a high school fucking varsity football game. It's not different at all. Speaking of that, let's go fucking Niners, son. See? Here's my boy, Mike McDaniel, the 49ers offensive coordinator, who's getting interviewed by the Dolphins. And I told him if he gets the job, we're fucking moving to Miami, son. LeBron James can be that guy. I'm not talking about LeBron James. LeBron James can be he could be it's LeBron, dude. I can't fucking believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say, though. I can't believe it. I can't fucking believe I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to just at least say this, okay? So I've done a lot of shit about Michael Jordan versus LeBron, where I was like, Michael Jordan, greatest player ever, LeBron, not. And that I still stand by that in terms of the criteria that I was laying out, in terms like, look at their careers, stayed with the same team, 6 consecutive championships, could have won 7, could have won 9 if he would have stayed, whatever. I watched this thing yesterday that was like the 50 greatest plays by LeBron James. And it was like, oh my God. I realized that because I've been doing this thing lately where I've been trying to be introspective and make sure that I'm not like I'm not letting my emotional, like, like if I feel negatively towards something that that's not like, or positively, that's not like shaping my worldview. And LeBron is, he was always the adversary of the Golden State Warriors. Uh, like these Golden State Warriors, the ones that, oh, geez, look at that glare. Hold up. Oh, the Golden State Warriors with your boy, the Golden State Warriors. So obviously I was not a fan of LeBron, like not a fan of LeBron. And then also, I mean, his politics stuff, I don't even care about that. Like in terms of like evaluating whether he's the greatest player of all time. But when I watched that top 50s, the 50 top plays, I was like, oh, dude, oh my God, he's so ridiculous. Like it just doesn't even make sense. Like he's like, he's like not human. He might be honest to like, so I did a video where I said the greatest athlete, and I was saying like about like kind of their career, but in terms of just like the best athlete ever, fucking might be LeBron, dude. You know who else, dude? Wilt Chamberlain, dude. I was watching video of Wilt Chamberlain. I'm not talking, look, I'm not talking about like the greatest champion. Jordan is definitely the greatest basketball player ever, for sure. It's not arguable. But in terms of like just fucking pure athletic prowess, like I was watching this highlights and I'm like, this is fucking insane, dude. Jordan was all right. Rodman made Jordan. Hey, what are you, fucking 11 years old? Hang on. How old are you, guy that said that about Rodman? Please fucking give me your age. Because you understand that Jordan won fucking 3 championships and fucking Rodman wasn't on that team. Any of it. Like, and you understand that, right? Like, you understand that. Of course you do. Of course you know that. Glenn Bauer. Just on fire. Isn't Dana's son the only fighter signed to Zuffa Boxing? Why doesn't Jake go after him? Whoa. Now that will sell some fucking buys. Holy shit, that's such a good idea, dude. Oh my God, that is such a good idea, dude. I don't think that Dana would do it because he can't afford to have him lose to Jake Paul, but that's a fucking great idea. Was that no. The fan photo. No. My old company, we were in a partnership with the Warriors. Like oh my God. My head is killing me. Oops. I'll show you guys. So Major League Fantasy, the one that they did the documentary about, we were in a partnership with the Warriors. Let's see. Major League Fantasy is my company. Yeah, that Wilt Chamberlain, the Wilt Chamberlain YouTube video of his athleticism, it's insane, dude. I saw that last night for the first time. I have Moreno in the fight against Figueiredo, for sure. Oh, dude, I didn't. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it for sure. We'll do it for sure. I feel way better today than I did yesterday. I still am on the fucking ropes, obviously. Floyd is the best athlete of 21st century so far. Major League Fantasy needs to make a comeback. I'll tell you right now, if I get a lot of dough, couple of these things pan out, if I get a lot of dough, I will bring it back. Except it won't be fantasy anymore. It'll be sports betting. Conceptually the same, though. Sports betting, social media integrated. You could bet against other people. You get to see their record. You get to talk shit on people's profiles. Basically take like what social media is and then make it like not so lame and pussy and make it to where people are like talking about sports and shit. Thank you, podcast. Where's the Hamzat announcement? Wait, hang on. Is there a Hamzat story? Let's see. Gilbert Burns wants to fight Hamzat Chimaev at UFC Rio in May. I saw someone say something about Major League Fantasy. So a couple things happened. Number one, company got acquired by a company. We sold the company to company on the East Coast that was publicly traded. One of the main reasons he did it, because the stock would be liquidatable. And then the CEO got popped having embezzled a bunch of money, and that stock went to zero. So we could it was super fucked up. But theoretically, I could have just taken the technology back and just been like, fuck you. Like, sue me, dude. Go ahead and sue me. You're underneath 1,000 lawsuits. I'm just going to basically just run the company as if this never happened. They paid us the cash. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. But then right after that happened, one of the reasons, I had always been, speaking of left versus right, the reason I can recognize that as an illness is because I come from a family of all Democrats. And I had always just I never really thought about politics. And so I was like, yeah, I'm a Democrat. I would never vote for a Republican ever. I'm just a Democrat because I would never vote for a Republican. If someone was like, yeah, but what do you think about the concept? I remember that one of the first things that someone said to me that kind of shook me up in terms of what are your actual politics? They were like, well, what do you think? Think about it like this. So let's say that there's a touchy subject and there's a lot of disagreement across the country about what the right answer should be. Don't you think that states should get to make that decision? And then if you feel passionately enough about it, you just move to one of the states that has the law the way that, on the side that you feel. And I was like, of course. I'm like, as a matter of fact, that's fucking brilliant. That's exactly what we should do. He's like, you're a Republican. I was like, what? He's like, what I just described to you, states having the kind of seniority in legislation so that they can make their own decisions and then people can choose to live in one area or the other. He's like, that's fundamental Republican. I was like, really? But a way that this actually affected my life was right after the thing with Major League Fantasy. Eric Schneiderman in New York made daily fantasy illegal, crushed our business. And then right after that, Illinois did it. Then right after that, Hawaii did it. Then right after that, and you just went right down the list. And it was like, my business is now illegal. Okay. Now, all of them made it legal again a year later, right? With an additional 15% tax on this industry and a $50,000 fee that you had to pay just to be able to operate in there out of the gate. So what they do? They absolutely killed every single small company, killed us all at once, leaving only DraftKings and FanDuel. Now, what do all of those states have in common that did it? Guess. Okay. Guess. Florida wasn't on the list. That should be a clue. It was all the Democrat states that did it. Okay. And so I was like, wow, these motherfuckers put me out of business. I don't, why? Daily fucking fantasy sports? Fucking daily fantasy? Oh, they try to pretend like it was some big gambling scourge. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Fuck you. And then another reason why I hate the fucking FDA, I had a supplement company, have a supplement company. And then a year ago, the FDA outlawed one of the fucking ingredients in our supplement. Why? Why? Because it works? Like, why? Go ahead and point to, like, you're going to point to a bunch of like negative consequences that people have had, because you can't. It just works. It just actually works. And then they did the same thing to Gabrielle's company. So that's why I'm like, fuck these people. Like, my shit's not, people are like, oh, why are you, oh, geez, you're just fucking listening to right-wing propaganda. I'm like, no, I actually am like a fucking, a seasoned veteran person who's started a lot of companies and actually had these motherfuckers crush my businesses. 3 businesses. 3. Okay? The Daily Fantasy one, they ripped my fucking heart out. They fucking ripped my heart out, dude. Fuck the money. Ripped my fucking heart out. We lost our funding. Gone. Okay? The supplement company was just complete bullshit. I had invested, we already made our money there, but like, and then the one, Gabrielle, they crushed their momentum. Why? Why? Because someone figured out that the shit works. And so if people can take supplements that work, they're less likely to suck down their fucking pharmaceutical bullshit. 75% of their budget comes from the pharmaceutical companies. You think that's a fucking accident when they start outlawing shit that works? Fuck these people. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Luck is exactly right. Dude, and now all of a sudden, I can't fucking miss, dude. Like, everything that we do, like, so that, like, what I just described was a decade of getting fucked in the ass, like getting right there and then just getting fucked. I don't know what the fuck happened. Giselle found a 4-leaf clover in our backyard, and this is like 3 years. We can't fucking miss, dude. Now we can't miss. We cannot miss. Everything we do works. It's fucking crazy. But where the shit really hit the fan for me, like in the video that I was talking about the other day, where I was like, I found this video of myself and I seemed so fucking normal when my life was like the worst it's ever been. What happened was, so after the states outlawed daily fantasy and I basically had to just, on my company, I took a C-level role with an organization that was in Utah. So I was the chief product officer. And basically they had this idea, they had a shitload of like users and whatever, but they didn't really know what they were going to do. So I came in and I basically built their product for them. I was like, okay, so this is exactly how it's going to work. This will make the game. This is what we'll do. Then we'll add social media on it, blah, whatever. So I was basically just trying to do what I was doing before, but at their thing, because I knew it would work. And I had the CTO who was responsible for building it, who would fucking fight. He just wouldn't do the shit. Like I would be like, now implement this. He's like, oh yeah. And he just would build other stuff. And I was so it was in Utah. I was the only person at the company that wasn't Mormon. And I also was getting paid more than the CEO. I found out afterwards. And then so after, like, I had been with the company for a year, but I had just moved out there. And then we got out there and they're like, hey, look, we got to trim costs. So we're going to let you go. I was like, you're going to let me go? They're like, we don't need a chief product officer. I was like, wait, you don't need a chief product officer as of right this second after I fucking built your product. Now you don't need one. Like, it's fucking convenient. You don't need one now, but why do you think I came on? I fucking built your product. Anyway, it was like, it's like unethical doesn't even really cover it, dude. But there was a lot of other shit at stake at play there. So anyway, so I was in Utah. I had just moved my fucking family to Utah, where we knew no one. And then they pulled that, and simultaneously the entire industry had vanished because of the fucking legislation that New York, Illinois, and all of them passed. So all the small companies, it was either like go get a job at DraftKings or go get a job at FanDuel. I didn't know anybody at FanDuel. And anyway. So That's where I was at. Miserable. With no options. And yet, look at what happens when you just grind. Capitalism is a lie. What does that even mean? Jesse answers, if you fucking super chat it, dude. You're among 1,000 people. If you want me to see it, fucking pay $2 and I'll see it for sure. Detroit Shrooms, are you talking to me? Because that seems bizarre. Conor attacked Henry Cejudo on Twitter because Ali Abdelaziz is his manager. I do not smoke weed. Hutana, respect back from the United States. FanDuel offered you a gig? Yeah, I went to, I had like, I had just been on a panel with the CEO of DraftKings, Jason Robbins. So we met at this conference in Miami in August of 2015. And then so when the shit hit the fan and I knew it was like them or nothing, I went to him and brought him an idea that they subsequently stole, although they fucked it up and didn't do what I actually said. So they have an app called DK Live. That was my idea. Like DK Live, although I called it DK TV, I brought it to them. All I asked, I was like, if you do this, bring me on to run it. But I had the only thing that's the same about it is that it was an independent app from DraftKings that was going to be videos, right? And basically what I envisioned was like the Daily Wire, except for like fantasy sports, but like sports content, like fun shit, that people would potentially subscribe to. And they basically did the same thing and just stole it and violated the NDA that we had. And I can say that publicly. I will say that right now. So if anybody from DraftKings wants to fucking dispute that, sue me and I'll counter sue you and I'll fucking win because you did. You violated the NDA 1,000%. I just didn't sue because I didn't fucking feel like it. I just was like, oh my God, I can't, dude. I can't. A referral to DraftKings? Yeah, I don't think I'm in a position to refer you to DraftKings, dude. The last time I talked to them, I accused them of violating an NDA. And then, yeah. I'll talk about DraftKings much more as soon as I get a little bit bigger. I've been keeping that one in the back pocket on purpose. I want it to hurt when I start talking about them. But I really their CEO was cool to me, dude. Like Jason Robbins is not responsible for any of the things that happened. He's just he's running his business. He introduced me to a team over here. What honestly happened it was a miscommunication. Like that's just bottom line. It was actually a miscommunication. It was like Jason told me he would bring me on to to let me help run this thing, sign an NDA. He introduces me to this guy, Corey Gottlieb, who runs the division over there. And I think that he straight up did not communicate this to Corey. And then I go in there, I pitch this idea to him and the chief product officer, Jordan Mendel. And then they're like, dude, we love it. We love it. We love it. So I'm following up with them. What's up? Are we going to actually do this? What are we going to do? What are we doing? And they just were kind of like, nah, I don't know if we could do this right now, whatever. Then I took that job in Utah. And after, I had only been there for a couple months, I see DraftKings posting job ads on LinkedIn for looking for a full stack designer to build a multimedia platform for videos and blah, blah, blah. And I read that. I was like, the fuck? I was like, this better not be fucking DKTV. So I emailed Jason Robbins. I was like, dude, tell me that this job is not for the thing that we signed a non-disclosure agreement for. And you agreed that you would bring me on to help run if you guys wanted to take it on. He's like, I don't know. Let me check with these guys. And then I never heard back from them. Then when this is actually how it really happened. Then when the shit hit the fan in Utah, and I was so fucking desperate, I saw DraftKings listed a job for a product owner, which I don't even know what that means on their side, for that fucking app, which was my fucking idea that they stole from me. And at the time, I was so fucking desperate that I was like, you know what? I'll just take that job. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, this was my fucking idea. Like, I'll just take that job. And so I applied for it. They get me in the system and I go to like interview with them. And during the interview, people are taking so long to respond to me. Like, they'd ask me a question, I would respond, and then the guy would just sit there. And I couldn't understand what was going on at the time. I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's so weird. And I realized in hindsight, they had a group of people in that room because I had accused them of violating the NDA. And so they're like acting like they're interviewing me. And what they're actually doing is they're like, is this guy going to fucking sue us or what? Because all of them knew. They all fucking knew. They knew whose fucking idea it was. Of course, like, obviously, of course they knew. So they pretend to do a job interview because I applied for the job. Because they're like, wait, now he's applying for a job. They're like, shit, is this going to come back and bite us? Did we really have an NDA? Yes. Okay. And then, do we have a record of this? I have the presentation. I still have it in my fucking Dropbox. I have the presentation that I presented to them. But anyway. They didn't do it on purpose. I'm telling you, like, I'm actually letting them off the hook. Doesn't mean I'm not going to light them up later. Doesn't mean they're not going to get a dick down their throat when I'm a little bit bigger. But they didn't do it on purpose. Like, here's the thing, dude. This is the thing. I'll tell you this right now. Like, this is the most this is the best advice that I can give anyone. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can solve this, but people can smell desperation on you. They can fucking smell it a mile away. Like, if you're in a bad spot and you really you need a job, it's incredible. Like you think you're saying all the same things, you think you're doing all the same things, and you can just tell you're fucking grasping at straws. Like, you're like begging people. You're the same exact person. You're going to deliver the exact same amount of value if they bring you on, if not more, because you're so motivated to just crush it. And things just won't work out. And when you're in a secure position where you're like, I'm good. Like, I could pay my bills. I could pay my bills with my fucking YouTube channel if I wanted to. I also have this going on that I'd make 4 times as much money on. My wife makes 4 times as much money as that. Like, whatever. All of a sudden, things just come to you and people want to give you things. And I don't know how to describe it other than that. If you can put yourself in the mindset of, I don't need shit from anyone, things come to you. And if you're desperate, things fall between your fingers. I've experienced this so many. You have no idea how many periods of my life I was desperate. Fucking some insane shit would have to happen now for that to ever happen again. But that's like that's the experience of an entrepreneur. Like, if you're an entrepreneur, that is what happens. Like, unless you hit on your first one, you're going to go through periods of like getting your dick kicked in. If you can do it the right way, like I would just suggest, like, now in hindsight, do what I did, or do what I do now. Establish yourself in a high-paying job, and then you do projects on the side. Like, you don't need to go all in and just be like a tech CEO out of the gate. Like, you can work. Well, fuck, I don't know. I might just be projecting. I have the best situation ever, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. But you can have a job and also be an entrepreneur. You can. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, he's gone. If you value money over everything, I imagine that's a shit life. Well, it depends on what you mean. It depends on what you mean. It's like, because I certainly didn't. That's why I refused to just go like douche. Like, I was like, I have to do something I care about or I'll die. Experience is 1,000 times more valuable than money. Check this out. So our friends who live out here, I probably shouldn't use their name, but like they are incredibly wealthy. Like they just bought a house in Austin. That's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe $10 million. They bought a $10 million house. And it's two sons who took over the business from their dad that he built, and then they expanded it like immensely. And their dad we went there for New Year's Eve, and their dad was there, and I was just rapping out with their dad. And he was talking to me about what kind of people he looked for to hire. And he said that he wouldn't even fucking look at an Ivy League person. He's like, I won't even look at him. He's like, that's not who I think is. He's like, show me someone that's fucking hungry. He's like, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't look at someone who went to an Ivy League school, but I'm certainly not hiring them because they went to an Ivy League school. I'd rather have someone who didn't go to college and is hungry. He's like, those are the people who, in my experience, have been successful. This is a person who's worth fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. So, he has a lot more wisdom than I do. Slave riot. That is exactly right. There's no amount of money that's worth doing something that you hate doing. Nothing. Hell on earth, dude. Unless it's something you hate doing that doesn't take that much of your time. If you hate doing it, but you're doing it 20 hours a week, then who cares? But if it's something that you hate doing and you're doing it 50 hours a week, that's fucking different, dude. And especially if you're doing it 60, 70 hours a week, that's just fuck that, dude. That's why people go into investment banking and then they quit. Like I got to be honest. Like, yeah, or you can retire quickly. That's true. Yeah. Especially, dude, in investment banking, if you get on a fast track in investment banking and your goal is to bank $3 million, that's it, like just 3 million, and then you're going to retire, like live simple. You can do that. You can do that, and then you can retire really young. The thing is if you have to keep your eye on the price, because like if you're going to do that, you don't buy a $2 million house. You don't do you live small, and most of the people you're working with don't do that, and they don't belong to a country, or they, you're doing it to save money. Like I was a telemarketer too. I was a telemarketer when I was in college. Like, dude, I've done all kinds of fucking crazy jobs, dude. But yeah, dude, if you keep it low key, yeah, in investment banking, you could probably work from when you like, let's say like you're one of those guys. I mean, you have to have great schooling to do, you go in and you get like an internship at Goldman while you're in, and then you start at Goldman and they work you into the ground. It depends, actually. So I have a buddy who's a partner at TPG who, dude, he was a partner in a major section of TPG when he's like 34, making fuck you money, dude, making $4 or $5 million a year. And he's like one of those guys that like he landed in a really kind of lucky place, but he knew exactly what he wanted to do when he was 16 years old. That's one of those things, dude. Like if you know what you want to do when you're a teenager, you really know, there's nothing more valuable than that, like, I mean, there's nothing more valuable than that, because you know exactly what you're chasing, like, exactly what you're chasing. And so he was 16. He was running like stock tickets at the New York Stock Exchange when he's fucking 16, 17 years old. He went to Notre Dame, played hockey, went and got an internship at Goldman. He got into he already knew, because he had been an intern, he knew, because there's three sectors. There are the three divisions. You got the trading division, you've got the banking division, and then you got special situations. And he knew he wanted to do special situations. And that saves you from these like 3 a.m. I know another guy who did the Goldman thing and he quit and moved out and went to, and went into tech. And he was just like, dude, it's the most miserable fucking thing ever. They sleep on their desk. They sleep on their fucking desk. Like, I don't even understand, how could there be that much work? Like, what work is there where you're going to work? I mean, they're making ridiculous, like straight out of college, you're probably making $330K a year, but they're making $330K a year and they're sleeping under their desk. Now, those guys who get promoted, which a lot of them, obviously make it past analyst or whatever, then they're making 500. Then they go up from there. Now they're making 650. And then they go up from there. And then they make ridiculous money until you make partner and you're making millions of dollars, or vice president even. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I will say this, dude, shit didn't come together for me until I started doing things I didn't want to do. Like, until I just took it on the chin and was like, you know what? Like, I have no options here. I have 3 fucking kids. I have to just do whatever's going to pay the bills. And that ended up being the thing that put me in a position to do other things. Do you need college to be an entrepreneur? No. Nope. I just very seriously, I can't even fucking believe I did it too afterwards. I was like, what the fuck? I told the kid he should drop out. And then afterwards I text messaged him. I was like, hey, I wasn't like necessarily serious about that, but this kid had made $1.5 million the week before that doing NFTs. Like, him and his guys, they launched an NFT sellout. He's 18 years old. And then he's like running off to, he's running to his classes. He's doing whatever. I'm like, and then they did 2 sellouts. So they made $3 million in like 4 or 5 weeks. I was like, what the fuck are you going to college for, dude? No one, like, it just depends on what you want to do. There's plenty of things where you need to go to college, obviously. But if you're a person who's figured out a way, who has a system for building incredible fucking social media engagement, that's how they did it. They got like a system. If you have a system to build social media engagement like that, you do not need college. Is going to help you zero, because what you're going to do is you're going to continue to develop those techniques, and that will be valuable for fucking ever. That will always be valuable. You'll make way more money doing that than anything that you would need to go to college for. Ryan says, so I've spent majority of my life, I'm 40 years old now, and I got to start over, and I took less money than anybody in that company, even people newly hired, all because I thought I was helping the company. I mean, you do what you got to do, and then suffering hardship makes you appreciate. That's 100% true. Like, if I would have hit big on one of these like early things that I did, I would have taken it for granted. I would have thought I was special. And not understood. It's like, there's no replacing hard fucking work, dude. Oh, wait here. Hang on. I just got an interesting article from Dr. Bo. Democratic voters support harsh measures against the unvaccinated. Oh, Jesus, man. Hang on. Excruciating long years, like, man, dude, this is, I mean, pose a proposal for federal or state governments to fine Americans who chose not to fine Americans who chose not to get the jab? How many people would support that? 59% of Democratic voters would favor a government policy requiring that citizens remain confined to their homes at all times, except for emergencies, if they refuse to get a COVID-19 vaccine. 48% of Democratic voters think federal and state governments should be able to fine or imprison individuals who publicly question the efficacy of the existing COVID-19 vaccines on social media, television, radio. Well, I guess you should probably fucking throw the Pfizer CEO in jail then, who just admitted it doesn't work at all on Omicron. Fucking unreal, dude. Unfucking real. Support confining people to their homes. God, these people are so fucking stupid. I can't, dude. I can't. That's the kind of thing where I literally am like, you know what? Let's just tap out, dude. Like, okay, if that's seriously how you feel, because that is, that's really how you feel. Let's just do this, dude. Texas can be its own thing. Florida can be its own thing. Fuck you, dude. Like, fucking fuck you. 60% fucking support. Citizens remain confined to their homes at all times, except for emergencies if they refuse to get the COVID vaccine. You're like, why? Why would you do that? Well, because we need to protect the public. Oh, because the jab does that? Yeah, it does. Does it? Yeah. You know what? Yep, I did hear, Dana, about the monoclonals. And I have COVID right now and tried to go get them, and you can't get them. $59 fucking percent. Fucking morons, dude. Fucking morons. I mean, if we're talking about like, I can't, dude. Let's just fucking be done with it, dude. Texas can be its own thing.
Hello.
Hey, did you get those the tests?
I did.
Can you bring one up?
You want to take one on your live video?
Yeah.
You're so fucking weird. Yeah, I will be up in a second.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Jesus fucking Christ. Believe me, you guys, all the treatments, like, I've got them. We're good. Jesus. Fucking infuriating, dude. If Dr. Bo's watching right now, he's laughing his ass off. He probably sent that to me on purpose just to see if I would blow up. Let me actually see if he did that on purpose. That's so funny if he did, dude. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, lots of news on the Navy SEAL NFTs. I just sent the money out to the developers. We will announce very soon. You could actually even go you could go join the Discord even now. We haven't like fully announced yet, but our Discord is high value target. High value target. you will see an enormous amount of traffic start moving there in the next few weeks. Hi, babe.
What happened in here?
I move things around.
Dear God, it's like a war zone. Hi, everybody.
Let's see how this goes.
Obviously, these are a different kind than we've had before.
Let's see if I still have the virus, you guys.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Dude, I have the immune system of a tiger. I could knock it down in a couple days.
Hi, guys. Yeah.
All right.
The super spinner. It's all my fault. Actually, I think it came into our house on.
It came in from the kid.
I think it came in on our 4-year-old.
The fuck? This is not in English. Oh, here, I got it. I got the English one. Cyrus the virus. Gabrielle, what's that from?
I don't know.
Oh, she laughed.
I always laugh.
It's from Conor.
Oh,
Cyrus the virus is played by. Pop quiz, you guys. Yeah, we have 3 kids.
Yeah. Our
Who plays Cyrus the virus?
Our 4-year-old she was exposed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in her preschool class, and then I think she brought it home
correct
on herself, and then I got it from herself. So.
Oh, so I got to do the thing again.
Here.
But I should do it in my throat, you think?
At this point, it's probably replicated enough that you can do your nose, but I think you should do it in your throat just because.
No.
You guys should have seen Jesse.
No, Gabrielle's not in her 40s.
Well, thank you. You guys should have seen Jesse doing the swab in his throat the other day. It was the funniest fucking thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
Well, yeah, she's like, just you should do it just because this one really Omicron is really heavy in your throat, so you should just try to get it there. And I was
it just takes longer to show up in your nasal cavity. So he was basically nearly throwing up
every time.
It was. I was legit crying.
Okay, so remove the. Is there a holder for this or something?
Yeah, it's right here. I just made it for you.
Oh. This looks fucking this one's complicated.
I know, it was the only one they had. They were expensive too. Well, actually.
How much?
No, they weren't. I got 6 of them and it was $60, but the other ones were 2 for 20 something. So
okay.
Actually, they were less.
Here's this. Tiny.
Yeah, sorry.
And here's this. All right, guys.
It's hard getting tests here too. I had to call around and find somewhere that had them. You have to know what day they get there.
Dude, once you turn 40, things really turn your direction. Actually.
You can go to a testing site, Northern.
I'm not gonna make them watch me stick the shit up my nose.
I will talk to you and answer questions. You can go to a testing site and have it done for free, but if you don't want to be on record, or wait, you can go get a rapid basically anywhere. They're not that much. Follow the IKEA instructions. Yeah, these tests each one's different. We have had 6 different kinds. But I'm on day 5 for me right now. $75 where you're at, Cam. Where are you? Jesus.
Okay. Swap and then.
Thank you.
And then so.
God, how long do you leave that in there for?
It says to do this for 30 seconds.
Got it. 30 seconds? That doesn't seem
That's what
right.
it says, and swirl for 30 seconds. It says a false negative result may occur if the swab is not swirled for at least 30 seconds.
I will swirl for someone count. $70. Where do you people live that they're so expensive?
What? They're talking about the tests?
Yeah. You can't just get them at like Walgreens? That's nuts. No,
A false
Ross.
negative result. Okay. After 30 seconds, it hasn't been
Ross,
posted.
we've taken millions of these tests and they were all negative until
we got
they
sick.
weren't.
And then we had it. Rotate the swab 5 times while squeezing the tube. Oh, so it wants you to like.
Yeah, I'm squeezing it against the side, trying to get all the goo down in the water or liquid. So nasty.
Oh, and then you just drip it on the thing.
Do you just have to like sit for a second? Boo.
It just says attach the dropper tip firmly on the tube. Mix thoroughly by swirling and flickering the bottom of the tube.
Swirling and flicking.
Yeah.
This is funny. Okay. And then how many drops do you put on the sample thing? You guys want to see it?
4 drops.
Okay. There's nothing there. Just the tip. I know. It's like, am I really flicking this right now? How many drops? Ew.
Oh.
That was a.
Oh my God.
Okay, I think that's 4.
My God, that was reprehensible. Okay, beat it.
Ew.
No, I mean like or scoot over. All right.
I sent my positive test to one of my friends, Trigger Crazy, and she first wrote back like, "Oh my God, you're pregnant." I'm like, "No, dude, read it again."
Yeah, definitely not that. Pregnant with the virus.
Let's hover over it.
I mean, we already know it's gonna be fucking positive. What are we even doing? My favorite dude, and one of my best friends, the offensive coordinator, son. Did I tell you I talked to Mike the other night?
It's already positive.
Is it really?
Yeah, I can see the line forming already.
Oh yeah, that's super positive.
I mean, we knew that already.
We did already know that. Wait, are you a doctor? Gabby isn't shooting blanks. No, she got me pregnant.
I did.
It's already positive. That was insto positive.
Yeah. I wonder if we can hold it at what?
Well, no, just wait for it to.
No, I know, but you guys, can you see the line already starting? Oh my God, don't judge my nail polish situation.
You can't, Gabrielle, you can't ask them to not judge your nail polish. Here,
Yeah, the kids are fine. Our oldest maybe had it.
I was gonna go.
Fever for a
I
day.
was gonna go to the game, and then I got fucking COVID. Yeah, that is very positive.
Yeah, you can.
That is extremely
show
COVID
it to
positive.
them now.
Yeah, that is. There is no question. That is a COVID positive. As soon as I look at it, I start feeling sicker.
You're all, shoot, I have COVID again. You guys, it was so funny. He was fine, and then he took a test, and it came back positive, and he's like, "Oh
my God,
my head,
Ross,
my body.
listen,
I'm so
we
sick."
took dozens of these, and they were
Dozens.
all negative.
I mean, we like when
Like
say
we
dozens, we're not
tried this. Like
over-exaggerating.
I mean, actually, we are exaggerating, but we took at least
No, we've had so many.
not dozens.
At least a dozen.
There you go.
No, maybe dozens. We've had a lot of tests. Like I've bought and packed.
Basically,
anytime
anyone had a fucking someone's like it looks like your eyes watering a little bit. COVID test.
That was him. We took so many.
We took so many. All of them were negative. Then we got sick, and then they were positive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll be over the 10 days by then.
It was 5 days now.
Oh,
And we'd still be
today's
at 10
5
days.
days for me.
Yeah.
But I guarantee I would still test positive. I still have but I think this is allergy.
They thought it was the most underwhelming
I
reaction
went
to a
outside.
positive pregnancy test.
Yeah, because I went outside yesterday and it was super, super, super windy. And remember after the last time I did that, when I lost my voice?
Patrick Bateman, COVID feels like you slept 30 minutes less than usual. No, dude, we were pretty sick, man.
We both had like a day. Like I had a really, really rough day on Wednesday. I was up to, my fever was like 102.7. I had body aches and chills and like a splitting headache. And that feeling, I've had a lot of people like confirm this too. Like your skin hurts, like someone just literally going like this to you hurts.
Hey, Jay Smith.
Yeah, the COVID body aches are for
Hang
real.
on.
Exactly.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Jay Smith, are you unaware that I have a second channel? Because I don't think anybody on earth who knows about that channel would agree with that fucking idiotic take.
What was it? MMA.
Jesse's
flex?
scared to speak the truth. You'd already be promoting Rumble or Getter. Just go look at Jesse on everything on YouTube.
What?
Then you tell me.
I get it. Wait, you missed that one.
Yeah.
MMA flicks.
MMA Flicks and Chill. Hope you get well better. Thank you, sir. Hypochondriac, got over COVID. Residual effects are weird, like bizarre. Dude, that's the main one. Is oh my God, my headaches have been
I have
horrifying.
a really, this is only my theory. This is not medical advice, so take it as you will. But I think that antioxidants are the most important thing that literally everyone should be taking right now. Like, it's clearly a disease of inflammation, and the only thing that really truly fights inflammation in your body is antioxidants. So if you're not taking NAC, quercetin, bromelain, xanthohumol, what else? Vitamin C, those are all super, super, super strong antioxidants, and they'll help you get over those weird residual inflammation things faster. That's what headaches are, inflammation. So go take your antioxidants, friends. Yeah, turmeric as well. Exactly.
Natural, man.
CBD.
What are you talking about?
Anything that fights inflammation. Y'all are on it. Share your wisdom.
You emailed me something, Natural Man? Whoa, what did I just do there?
It's the Zoom feature.
Damn, the Zoom on this new computer is
So
bananas.
I mean, Nancy, I don't know about that, Betty.
Where?
Some supplements are toxic, but if you get them from natural sources, they are not.
Supplements are toxic man-made chemicals?
So just choose wisely. There are good brands and there are shitty brands. Get a good brand.
Yeah.
Spend some money on your supplements. Don't cheat yourself on your health.
Fuck zinc.
Zinc is great. You should take zinc. He's just a sensitive little baby. But you don't get sick when I give you the drops.
Oh, on Instagram. Shit, man.
Oh, now this test is real done.
God damn. That is some COVID for
So
that
much
ass.
COVID.
Yeah. Under Ask Ag.
Oh, 2 weeks you're not feeling better? Damn, that sucks. I've heard, just now feeling better. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better after 2 weeks. I've heard lots of people. I mean, we were down for a day. I'm obviously still like, there's my body's fighting something, but clearly feel fine. It's interesting how it affects people differently, you know. Kerosene derived? That is just simply factually inaccurate, Max. Going to UFC 270? Yes, we are. We do not have to test negative before, according to the CDC. So we good. How's it feel to have the COVID baby? They would like to know.
So good.
Feel good. Glad you feel good 2 days after testing positive. So did I. One bad day.
Conor McGregor entered the chat. No way, dude.
Max, I'm also a licensed acupuncturist with a master's in herbology. Like, I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to supplements. But that's cool.
Who's selling supplement?
I mean, I am.
Yeah, but
I do sell
factually inaccurate
supplements.
about what's factually accurate.
He was saying that all supplements are kerosene derived. It's just not true.
Dude. He also just said COVID isn't a contagious disease.
Oh, dear Lord.
You guys, did you know that?
I do believe in terrain theory, but I think that there's a hybrid of germ and terrain theory, but that's a conversation for a different day. Felt more sick from the jab. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that.
You and your wife and your 10-year-old haven't caught it? You will, but you'll be fine.
Our 9-year-old was down for like 2 hours. Now she's like doing Roundup by Can Springs again.
Gabrielle,
Well, maybe a little
that's
bit more
just
than
not
that.
even in any way
Like a
accurate.
day. A day.
She kept waking me up in the middle of the night crying because her head hurt so
One
bad.
day she did that.
She did that 2 days in a row.
Well, she's also dramatic.
I've never seen you so non-empathetic to a sick person as you were to her.
Oh, she was being dramatic. If she didn't cry wolf so much, then I would have been more empathetic.
When has she cried wolf about being sick?
Recently, it's been everything.
Really?
Yes, she's being dramatic. I need to.
Dude, there's a lot of other reasons to be Jesse that are good, but that's a real good one.
Only your youngest has it. Our 2 youngest, we think one of them maybe had it. She had a super low grade fever, like 99.5, and threw up one day, and then she was fine. And the littlest one, who I think is actually the outbreak monkey in our house, never had it, but I think she brought it home like it was like on her, like it was on her. Like she didn't actually get it, but it was on her, and I got it from that.
Calvin Cater is a badass.
I am kind of a tough love mom.
Dude, Calvin Cater, he's just fucking the game up at 45, dude. They like, it's so, you can't get, like, nothing happens right at 45. You have Volkanovski, Holloway, and then Ortega as a star. But then you just can't. I mean, like, the reason why Triple C thought he could come back into that fight is because there's no one really there that you're going to be able to sell a fight around. But, you know.
Someone asked your thoughts on monoclonal antibodies. Is that a can of worms you want to open right now?
They're doing that. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but I started another live stream and I flipped out so hard that I fucking canceled it, deleted it, and then started over.
They work. And they're being limited.
Limited.
Yeah.
Like, can't get them.
Did you see the news article I sent you?
In coordination with, all of a sudden, there's a Pfizer pill that does the same thing.
News article I sent you?
No. Thank you, Rover. I actually just watched it for the first time today. The other good fight is Moreno versus Figueiredo.
Look at this is a fact check. They're saying no, it doesn't. But then this is an excerpt from the article. While there's no state policy putting one in front of the other, they're at greater risk. So basically, they get it first.
Yeah. Wait, what? Hang on.
Chris,
What do you guys think about the current state of racial politics in the U.S.? I'm glad you asked. So what we were just talking about is a friend of ours who's a doctor had a friend who's in the hospital who is overweight, 53 years old, a white guy who has money, and he tried to get monoclonals and he couldn't get them because there's some kind of federal or Texas whatever questionnaire, and you get points for. You're
basically rated on your likelihood of having like severe illness and somehow
being
money.
Yeah, being wealthy. Yeah, if you're poor, you get 2 points. If you're black, you get 2 points. If you're overweight, you get 1 point. If you're white, you get 0 points. And so they basically just ensure that a white guy's never going to be able to get the monoclonals. And I mean, it's insane.
I guess I understand the theory behind it because yes, people with darker skin. No, it's been shown that they're more at risk for severe symptoms. But like to say that someone who is also at severe risk, yeah, that doesn't make sense. But like they can't get it when they need it. It's fucking crazy.
You're telling me that you're being dark skinned is worse than being overweight?
I don't know. I haven't seen this.
I mean, I don't know. I actually don't. I don't know that.
On it, but I do know that like vitamin D levels are typically lower just because dark skin doesn't synthesize the sun as quickly.
I will say this.
Skin. I mean, it's just.
I met a dude in LA who was like a former military contractor who had been in Hollywood for a long time. Fucking very, very like well-built dude. Was like 46. And he said he got it on the first round. And he was like, dude, he said that no one would convince him that it was a naturally occurring thing. He's like, because he was sick for 7 months or something like that. He was a black dude. he was definitely not overweight. He's in like amazing shape. And he got fucking nuked by it, apparently.
A lot of feelings about vitamin D.
Well, the reason that it came up today is because Dana talked about it in the press conference.
I need my seat.
I'm signing off anyway.
Oh.
All right. Love you guys.
Okay, bye.